Good morning everybody, this is Dr. Rama, fertility specialist at Roshni Fertility Center, Visakhapatnam. Today let's discuss about the procedure which is called as ICSI. So ICSI is also called as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. How is it done, where is it done, and why is it done, and what are the indications for ICSI and how are the results in an IVF lab. So ICSI is also called as intracytoplasmic sperm injection. This is the procedure which is far superior to IVF. It is a form of infertility treatment. It is a specialized form of IVF procedure, and it is used for the treatment of severe cases of male infertility, and it involves the injection of a single sperm directly into a mature egg. This is a diagram. And how is it done? It is done by using a micromanipulator. Where is ICSI used? It is used in severe male factors like severe OATS, where the sperm count is very low and the motility is absent or very poor, and where the sperm morphology is not at all good, less than 4% normal sperms. It is also indicated in women with unexplained infertility. Also in cases where there are 3 or more failed IVFs and also previous failed fertilization cases. Now let's discuss about the step-by-step procedure of ICSI. What do you do? So like in IVF, here also the ovarian stimulation is done. These are all the ovarian follicles. These are small pockets which are seen in the ovary. These are the follicles, and this is how an egg is released during ovulation and during a menstrual cycle and a normal cycle. Procedure is called ovulation. Women begin with puberty about 4 lakh follicles. So during ovarian stimulation, we use medications. Depending on the protocol, GnRH agonists or antagonists are used to downregulate, and then we start gonadotropin for the increasing the size of the egg. The procedure is called as controlled ovarian stimulation. And what do you control? We control the size of the follicle, the number of the follicles, and also the level to which the egg is matured. To control the size and quality of the follicles, this is how it is. And the response to the ovaries is monitored using an ultrasound and blood test. And the blood tests usually done are the LH and the estrogen levels, and depending on that, the injection which we are giving, gonadotropin injections, are decreased or increased to increase and decrease the number of the size of the follicles that are developing. And as the egg is maturing, the estrogen levels shoots up. The blood tests determine the levels of estrogen such as egg maturity stage. This is how a mature egg looks like. And about 2 to 3, if the 2 to 3 follicles have reached a stage of 18 mm, then egg release or trigger is planned, giving an injection of HCG, usually 5,000 or 10,000, or sometimes even recombinant HCG is used in different conditions. It assists the LH that is used. The HCG assists in the maturation of the egg. It also loosens the egg from the follicle. And once this is happening and ready, then we plan a procedure called what is called as the egg retrieval procedure. It is performed usually 35 to 38 hours after the trigger, done by an ultrasound guided thing. This is how a needle is placed, and the egg along with the follicular fluid is collected under ultrasound guidance, and they are transferred to the lab. Meanwhile, the semen collection is done, sperm selection is done. The male partner sperms are selected based on various factors like the mobility and the morphology. They are washed, thoroughly washed, selected and placed in a petri dish. Now coming back to the eggs that are collected and placed in the incubator, egg assessment is done. The cumulus cells surrounding the eggs are removed by gentle enzyme called as hyaluronidase. And once these are cleared off from the egg, then you observe the maturity of the egg, and a mature egg is selected for the sperm injection. So insemination, here the insemination is done It involves the injection of a single sperm directly into a mature egg. And the fertilization is about 60 to 70% happens. And once this is injected, the resulting egg is placed into an incubator, and 16 to 18 hours later of insemination, they are checked for fertilization, and you add culture media, put in the incubator, and you grow it for about 2 to 5 days. And once the day 3 or day 5 embryos are ready, you plan a procedure called embryo transfer. Embryo chosen for transfer is loaded into a transfer catheter and then gently placed back into the uterus. And immediately after doing this, you support this is how embryo transfer catheter is placed and the embryos are placed. And embryo tries to find its place and start implanting and growing in the uterus. And the remaining embryos, which are of good quality, grade 1 or stage 1 embryos, the good qualities are not transferred, which are not transferred are frozen, and they are frozen by a technique called as vitrification, and these are used in subsequent cycles if the first cycle fails. And now after the embryo transfer, the luteal phase support is given by using a progesterone hormone, and the pregnancy test is done 15 days after the embryo transfer. Thank you for patient listening.